Hello. So this is the booktube behind the scenes tag, and I thought that I had maybe done this before, but then I was reading the questions and they didn't really seem familiar. So I guess I didn't, and if I did, whoops. I did see this on Stuart Griffin's channel. Who created it? Robert G. Reader of Books, I think. So again, I had thought that I had done this one, but it must have been something vaguely similar. But this is just 11 questions just about the kind of logistics of booktube. So the first one, I've got, when recording a post, do you read from a prepared script, or do you refer to notes or a broad outline, or do you speak extemporaneously? Most of the time I've got zero script. Obviously with tags I have the questions. That's why I do them all at my computer, because they're right there. And sometimes if it's a list, I'll like write down the list. But for the most part I just sit down and I just start going. Yeah, I used to, when I did full reviews and stuff like that, I would have like notes and stuff like that, but I just don't find that I really need them, and I also don't tend to care all that much because this is really just a hobby for me. So it is what it is. Number 2, do you edit before you post, deleting hems and haws, misspeaks, mispronunciations, other common public speaking foibles? Do you remove things you don't mean to say, or off-topic thoughts or comments you think might be misunderstood? I don't do a ton of editing. Most of the time when I'm editing, it's just putting up like pictures of the books, like if I read them on my Kindle, if it's a book I don't have anymore. Clearly I don't edit out ums. I don't edit out ums. If it's a really long period of time where I'm not saying anything, I'll edit that out. But for the most part, I don't do a whole lot of cutting. I tend to, generally, if I say something, unless it's something that's really kind of like, well, probably shouldn't post it, that'll definitely be misunderstood, I'll just kind of go with it. Part of this is also due to the fact that I know not a ton of people watch these, so maybe that would be different if I suddenly blow up and then people are going back and like, what the hell were you talking about there? But I tend to not edit too much. I do some though. One big thing is if I have a cold, I will always edit out, like if I'm like wiping my nose on something, because that's gross. But that's about it. Or if I'm sniffling, but that's about it. Right, have you ever edited a post after posting? Have you ever deleted an entire post? I have edited a post after posting. I forget what exactly it was, but like I was like watching it back, something like that. I was like, oh wait, and I edited something. It was like, I don't know, like it flashed my address or something. It was something little like that. I haven't deleted a post, but I did private a post once. It was a discussion about Westminster 3 stuff, because I just, quite frankly, I wasn't willing to deal with all the bullshit in the comments. I was like, I just don't care anymore. So I did that. Are there certain topics you avoid, things you regard as too personal or too controversial? I will probably never do a full video on something like West Memphis 3 anymore, because I do believe that they're fairly innocent. And I'll say that in a video that doesn't title that. But there are a lot of people who go and search up that so that they can like say like, there's Satanist child murderers in the comments, and I'm just like, I don't want to fucking know that. So I will never do a full video like that, or if I do, I will put that in the title, you know. 5, do your posts include graphics, special lighting, music, fast cuts, or other design enhancements? Like that, I will put up pictures of books if I don't have them, or if it's something like I'm talking about. I'll talk if the something I'm talking about has a picture, I'll put a picture up. That's about the extent that I do things. I use OpenShot. I'm a big fan of open source software, but it's not really, you know, all that fancy. I don't use music because I'm just kind of like, I don't want to have to deal with all that sort of stuff. I probably should in some of my vlogs use some music, but I don't. Do you have a target number of posts each week? I try to go for 3. I try to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Sometimes it doesn't land quite on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but I do try to post Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Are there certain theme posts you contribute to regularly, such as Poetry Thursday or What Are You Reading Wednesday? No, because none of my videos go up in a timely manner. What I do is I just film a whole bunch, and as I'm filming that, I'm working at editing all the videos on my computer, and once the videos on my computer are all edited, I transfer all the videos on my phone to my computer. And so therefore that is why when I'm posting vlogs or something like that, they're always like a couple months old, because I don't really care that much. How important to you is the number of your subscribers? Is there a target number you're hoping to reach? If you don't hit your target, would you consider dropping out of booktube? Are your posts designed to attract new subscribers? Are you distressed if you lose subscribers? And the answer to that is just no. Like I genuinely don't really care about any of that. I used to. I had a channel before this that ended up getting closed down just because it was attached to a defunct email address, and I had about 1,000 over there, and that was kind of cool. but it is what it is, you know. Like, I've got 300. I'm relatively comfortable with that. And if it grows, it grows. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I don't. This is really just more for me. This is more because I don't really have anybody in real life that I can just talk about this stuff with, and it's really, I haven't more than anything. I've been doing this for like 10 years, and part of my life is just talking about books by myself in a room. So that's really it. Do you always respond when tagged? I'm very rarely tagged, so I don't really have to deal with that. Do you respond to viewers' comments? Are your responses lengthy or only thumbs up or down? I try to respond. If there's something to respond to, I will respond. If it's not something to respond to, I will just hit the little heart. Have you ever blocked anyone from viewing or commenting on your posts? I don't think so. If there's somebody who I don't want to view or comment, I just don't respond to their comments, and eventually they get the hint. But yeah, that is that. The last one is tagging booktube friends. I don't really have booktube friends because I don't really comment on anything. I'm trying to be better about that. But that is that. I'll talk to you later.